Hey guys, I'm back. It's March the 9th at 11 a.m. This is how to convert your American GK, E60CFs, CHs, and CPs to be DCC ready. So first off, the first thing that you'll need is you'll need an American GK E60CF, which is what we're going to be doing in this video. So this has the SD9 frame, but it's reversed. So this is the front now, and this is the rear. Then you'll also need two high-performance new worm gear assemblies from Athearn. There's the part number. You'll need one Athearn Genesis motor upgrade kit for the RTR SD40, SD45. There's the part number. You'll need a, I don't know if that'll come up, 3/16 bit, and that'll be for drilling out the holes here to make them wider for the Genesis motor to sit in. You'll need a soldering iron with solder. You'll need some, I forget what gauge wire this is, but you'll need some wire, some black and red wire. And then mine is a little different. Athearn does sell the shorter drive shafts, but I actually have to custom make mine. So there's the part number for that. And then for the brass tubing, there's the brass tubing I'm going to be using. But that's only if, you didn't buy the drive shafts. I still need to get the correct part number, so I'll put that in another video when I do another one of these conversions, because I didn't buy those. You'll also need a DeWalt drill, and you'll need your Dremel tool with the strengthened cutoff disc. You can use the regular cutoff disc, but I prefer the strengthened one because they're less likely to break. And yeah, that's pretty much it for as far as like the supplies and stuff. Oh, right, and you will need a file, a small flat file. That would be for when I'm making the custom drive shafts. I put the drive shafts in the drill, and then as the drill is spinning the drive shaft, I put the file on top, and then it narrows the diameter of the drive shaft so that I can fit it into the brass tubing here for my drive shaft. But like I said, Athearn does sell the shorter drive shafts, so you don't technically have to do it that way. I'm just doing it that way because I didn't buy them. So yeah. Alright, so let's get started with this. So first you have to disassemble the entire mechanism, which is pretty straightforward to do. You take your flathead screwdriver. Yeah, you will need a flathead screwdriver, if I can find it. And I cannot find it. Where did I put it? Oh, never mind. I found it. You need a flathead screwdriver about this big, and that's just to basically lift these worm gear towers off. But be careful not to break them, because that's what you need to hold the truck assembly and the worm assembly together. So give me 1 second. It's pretty straightforward. You just lift it up under here. These should pop off. I can't do it one-handed, obviously, so I'll get one of them loose and then just do like a semi-demonstration on that. Okay, basically once you get the tower popped off, it just pops off like that. And if you look at the original worm gear right here, see the brass bearings there, the square ones? They're the exact same ones as the new ones. So all you really need to do is just swap out the blue box ones for the RTR ones. So that's pretty straightforward. Alright, so I'm going to get the other tower off, and then we'll get this whole assembly taken out. One thing I forgot to mention, anytime you're disassembling a locomotive, put your parts into an area where you know you won't lose them. So, like, for example, I'm putting them in this box here because I don't want to lose them. So, yeah, so that's what I'm doing. So now we're going to take the motor out, and pretty much these are just pressed in like so. and they pretty much just pop out. And this is actually one of the later motors that you guys are probably familiar with seeing. They actually do have older motors. They're like a dark gray with, I think they're dark gray, flywheels. But it's still a good motor. But and then that's the power pickup. Okay, so now that you got this all disassembled here, now what you need to do is you need to install the new worm gear into the, well, actually, no, I'm getting ahead of myself. Next, you need to actually drill out the holes here. So what you'll do, now if you have a drill press, you don't need to do this, but to cut down on the noise and like heat, I will put this gear oil around here just to keep the heat down and keep the noise down, so that I don't break the bit. So I will be doing that in a second. Okay guys, we're now at the drilling part. So I'm going to take my gear oil and I'm just going to go around the perimeter of the hole. Yeah. Gear oil. Yeah, I think that's what I used the last time. Yep, that's what I used. Yeah, so you take your gear oil and you basically just go around the outer edge of the hole here, like this. And you don't put a whole lot, but this cuts down on the noise and it also cuts down on the heat. And then what you do, you basically take your drill and you line it up with the hole, and then you start drilling. Now I'm not going to do this one-handed, so yeah, if you guys have a good drill press at home, it makes it a lot easier. Now one thing I want to mention is you don't want to drill all the way through the frame, because if you drill all the way through the frame, the hole will be too wide to mount the screws to the bottom, because you need a little bit of a lip on the inside of the frame so that the screws can actually, hold not only onto the frame, but hold the motor down as well. And the last time I did that, I had to use round worm gear bearings inside the hole just to hold that. So I don't want to do that this time. So you will need to do some test fitting while doing this part, okay? So I will be right back. I almost forgot to mention, don't forget to wear your protective eye gear. You need that. Okay, once you got the holes pretty much drilled out, you might actually have to go and make these a little bit wider, slightly more, just so that the motor mounts can fit. But once you get it all done, the motor just drops right in like this. So once you get that done, you can sit the motor in, and then the next phase is putting in the worm gear. So that way you can get your measurements for the drive shafts. And that's the new RTR worm gear in the blue box truck. So they are interchangeable. So once you get the worm gear installed, you can just put your gear towers back on, and then you'll be able to measure the distance from the back of the worm gear to the face of the flywheel. And once I get that measurement done, then I'll be able to make the drive shafts. Now, this step you guys shouldn't have to do, because Athearn does sell the shorter drive shafts that go in here. So if you don't need to do that step, you don't need to worry about it, because if you buy the right drive shafts, you don't need to worry about that. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to install the other one, and then I'll get the measurements, make the drive shafts, and then I'll start doing the soldering, and then this thing will be ready to run. Okay, now everything is mounted. Now I just got to take the measurements from the face of the flywheel to the slot here on the worm gear to get my distance, and then that's when I'll be able to make my custom drive shaft. But as long as you have the short drive shafts, you don't need to worry about that. And then it's pretty much this is your grounding point that goes to one side, and then your two other wires go to the others. So I'll get that all sorted out in the next part of the video. Okay? Okay, I'm back, guys, and I finished customizing the drive shafts. This is the drive shaft for the rear of the unit, and I got it on my ruler here, just so you can see how many inches that is. So that's the one for the rear drive shaft. And this is the measurement for the front drive shaft. So they're actually the same, which is pretty cool. So I think these are the same length as the ones for the Athearn ready-to-roll Jeep 40X units. I think they're the same length. But the next one I do after this, hopefully it's an E60CF. I'll be able to just get those drive shafts and give you the part number for them. But yeah, I had to customize mine. Okay guys, now we're on to the final stage of reassembly. One tool I forgot to mention that would be handy is if you have one of these cordless jeweler's tools. Since there was some rust on the top of the pickups here for the gears, or for the trucks, I actually just used this tool. Let me just show you. And I grinded away this. So I just grinded away the rust. Now, you don't necessarily have to use that tool. You can just use some sandpaper. But you want a clean surface for when you solder your wires on. So I'm going to be doing that in a second. The first wire I'm going to do is the ground, and then I'll do the two power pickups. Okay, guys, I'm back. So I got the soldering pretty much all done. So you first solder your red wire to your ground on the frame here. Then this goes to track 1 left side over here. Then your two black wires, one goes here and one goes here. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys that in a second. Okay guys, now it's all wired up. So your two black wires go to, let's see, the rear one goes to track 1 right side, and then the front one goes to the front right side here. So basically, yeah, this is the front. Even on the SD9, technically that's the front. On the American GK E60CF, this end is the front. So this black wire goes to this side here, and then on the rear truck, it goes to the same side here, and then your ground goes over here. Now, I'm going to put this on the test track, see if it goes in the right direction, and then we'll be set. Alright, I have it on the test track. Let's see what happens. The camera just got blurry, I don't know why. Okay. So that's it, guys. That's how to add a Genesis motor to your American GK E60CF. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys next time. Bye. Why does this keep blurring out?